One of the main problems I see in Christianity as well, in addition to leadership, is accountability, and this is linked to leadership. What we see is that leaders are not held accountable to a standard that we can all observe. What standard is that? It has to be, do you teach others how to follow God's commandments practically, and do you yourself follow those commandments? Because what the church is more caught up in trying to understand is whether or not you're saved, or whether or not these sacraments are going to help you gain salvation, or whether or not these traditions really do come from the apostles. All of these are very important questions. All of these are very important inquiries, very important, but they have their place. And what's more important is understanding God's commandments so that we can follow and obey them. But that takes a back seat in the church. And you wonder why there's a whole lot of hypocrisy in the church. It's because people are not concerned about the substance. You actually keeping God's commandments. You loving your neighbor as yourself. You loving your enemy. You loving God with all your heart, soul, and strength. You actually doing those things. You're not held to that standard. You're held to the standard of, do you go to church every Sunday? Do you give to the church? Are you able to understand the hymns and memorize the hymns? Can you memorize Bible verses? These are the standards that we use. And so, of course, your heart's not going to change. There's no transformation. So you're going to go on and behind people's back, you're going to sin. That has to stop. We have to hold each other accountable in terms of whether or not we are following God's commandments, and the commandments are right there in Scripture. There's no excuse anymore. To get rid of the hypocrisy, we in Christianity have to hold ourselves accountable to God's commandments. That's what we ought to do.